It's your boy Ropes. This is my post-fight thoughts for Brandon Rios versus Timothy Bradley tonight. This fight wasn't even close. I couldn't give a single round to Brandon Rios, and it really wasn't a surprise because even in the build-up to this fight, Brandon Rios just looked unmotivated to me. He didn't have the same fire that I'm used to seeing. And I didn't really believe anything that he was saying in these interviews that he was doing. I mean, look at him at the weigh-ins yesterday. He looked frail. He looked sickly. I was looking at him like, man, you're going to get hurt. I mean, we've seen him look bad before on the scale, but I think this is the worst I've ever seen him look. He looked like he was going to pass out. And he had to go to the scales twice because he's having too much fun in between fights. You know, and that's why I agree with what he said in his interview tonight after the fight, that he's done. I think that he should retire. You know, I hate to see him go because I always enjoy watching him fight, but his health is more important than my bloodlust. So I think that he needs to retire because he's taken so much damage already. I mean, look at the Alvarado fights. Look at how much damage this dude has taken. Fight after fight. A fighter can only get punched in the head, punch after punch in so many fights, back to back. And it's a crowd-pleasing style, but it's not healthy for the fighter. And because I like Brandon Rios, I would like to be able to see him as an old man sit at ringside, watch a fight, and do an interview with all his faculties intact. I want to be able to understand him. I don't want to see him shaking and shit. You look at some of these other legends, and they're in bad shape. I can't understand anything that Larry Holmes is talking about. I mean, look at guys like James Toney. You need subtitles for that guy. I think that Brandon Rios deserves a little bit more than that. He's entertained us enough. I'm always going to remember him. Like I said, I hate to see him go. Thanks for all the great matches. But if you can't motivate yourself in training, then it's time to go. As far as Timothy Bradley, I mean, he executed his game plan perfectly. He came out from the gate, boxed beautifully from the outside, snapping his jab out there. I was a little bit worried halfway into the first round because then he started brawling. And I was like, oh, here we go with this shit again. Bradley, come on, man. Like, I'm yelling at my screen and shit, but he handled himself well on the inside. I was just afraid that he was going to get caught with something, but he was able to slip punches well on the inside. His footwork was the best that I've seen. He was jumping around Brandon Rios, keeping Brandon Rios all off balance like that, throwing 3 or 4 hooks at a time. I wish he had thrown his straight right hand a little bit more because he was landing it plush. But a perfect performance from Timothy Bradley. I mean, he destroyed him. He actually got the stoppage. And I can't even remember the last guy Timothy Bradley stopped off the top of my head. And Brandon Rios has never been stopped before. And like I say, I'm taking into consideration his condition, but that's not Timothy Bradley's fault. Timothy Bradley did what he was supposed to do. And Teddy Atlas was able to keep Timothy Bradley focused. A lot of people say that it was a bad decision for Timothy Bradley to let go of Diaz. But if you really take a look at it, Timothy Bradley was on a downward slope. I wasn't liking the direction that Timothy Bradley was going. Diaz couldn't get through to Timothy Bradley. I mean, look at the Provodnikov fight. He could not get through to Timothy Bradley to box. He was telling him, but he just couldn't get it through to him. Teddy Atlas did a great job tonight of keeping Timothy Bradley focused and also taught him a little bit with the footwork. I noticed some different movements from Timothy Bradley tonight. Some different decisions as far as what punches he's going to throw. So far, so good, man. It's looking good so far. I hate to see a good relationship, go bad like that. But maybe that's what's best for Timothy Bradley. Maybe that's why he made that decision. Maybe his wife did have a lot to do with it. But like I say, so far, so good. And Timothy Bradley is the man right now, period. At 147, Timothy Bradley is the man right now. I don't want to hear anything about Keith Thurman. I don't want to hear anything about Errol Spence, Sean Porter yet. As of now, Timothy Bradley is the man in the welterweight division. That's the fight that everybody needs to be gunning for. Period. Now, I understand that it's Brandon Rios that he just fought, but he did what he was supposed to do against a guy that was unmotivated and out of shape. He got rid of him. He got him out of there. So he deserves credit for that. And I would like to see him fight the winner of Sean Porter versus Keith Thurman. I don't want to hear anything about Bob Arum. I don't want to hear Al Heyman. As a boxing fan, that is a fight that I want to see next because it makes sense to me. Okay, if not that, maybe, and I really don't want to see this fight, but I would understand it, maybe Manny Pacquiao. Not jumping out of my seat for that. Don't care if it doesn't happen, but I'll accept it. Another great fight would be Amir Khan, because that fight has been brewing for years now. That's a fight that we always wanted to see, and I think that fight is going to be a war because of their styles. I think that Timothy Bradley is an all-around better fighter, but Amir Khan does have fast hands. He throws fast combinations down the middle, straight punches. And I don't like his footwork, but he does have fast feet. And I think that that'll be an entertaining fight. So that's what I want to see next for him. I got to say this, though. Timothy Bradley, I respect your heart and all of that, man. But you don't need to be talking about fighting Canelo Alvarez, maybe Miguel Cotto. But you need to leave, those guys alone up there, man. Stick around at 147 and take care of business here. Continue to fight the best there at 147. Become the man there. And then if you want to go and get some money, outside of 147, because it makes sense, then do it. But I'm not too excited about that. Because Bradley, he's not that big of a guy, man. He shouldn't be fucking with. This guy will fight Triple G if you let him at 160. I'm willing to put money on it. If that fight was presented to Timothy Bradley at 160, I guarantee you he would take the shit, man. Now, whether his team will let him do it or not, that's a different story. But you guys know Timothy Bradley has heart, man. He would jump all over that shit. And I think that he has too much heart for his own good, man. Like I say, if you want to move up just later on, just to get some money later on, that's fine. But focus on cleaning these little guys up at 147, which I believe he can do. And then move on from there. So that's my thoughts on everything. You guys leave your comments. I'm out.